With the way The Last of Us show is going, I think it's very important to discuss one of the biggest things most fans of the game, as well as fans of the show, are considering: the emotional story of each character. For new viewers of the show, you might be amazed by what you see in the context of not playing the games, and for the viewers who have some background knowledge of the games, you might notice some things are very different, specifically Joel. And this becomes explosively apparent in episode 6. Episode 5 is basically Joel, Ellie, Henry, and Sam trying to escape the area held by the Resistance, which we won't get into too much. What we want to focus on is the pivotal Episode 6. Episode 6 starts off extremely funny with the old couple and Joel and Ellie. Scenes like this is where the show shines by adding its own value, immersiveness, and world building to an original story. This episode showcased incredible scenery and atmosphere. I truly believe in the concept of less is more. You don't need to make it complex. This was great. Ellie and Joel see the big dam and make it to Jackson, where in a heartfelt moment, Joel and Tommy finally see each other and embrace. They changed some of the characters and added their own spin from the original, and they threw in a small cameo of Dana. That's my opinion, it looked like her, so I'm rolling with it. Spoilers. So Last of Us Season 2 confirmed to be Last of Us Part 2 maybe? Tommy is going to be a father now, so that takes Joel by even more of a surprise, and it also explains why Tommy is hesitant and won't just take Ellie to the Fireflies. Joel seems upset by this, and Tommy explains just because Joel's life stopped doesn't mean that his needs to. Later on in the episode, in one of the best scenes that the show has had so far, Joel talks with Tommy about his PTSD and how weak he is. A stark comparison to the games based on how brutal and closed off he is. It's interesting to see this comparison and adds a softer human element to him, which was a unique expansion and the change from the games that the show created for the viewers. Quick nitpick, but they didn't add the scene of Tommy giving Joel a picture of Joel and Sarah at a soccer game, so that was kind of disappointing. Pedro from the first few episodes was tough and cold, although way less so than the games, and over time he's gotten closer to Ellie, he's lost Tess, he's lost Bill, he thought he lost Tommy, and he doesn't want to lose anyone else anymore, especially someone becoming like a daughter to him. This is a major difference from the games that the show is taking to the fullest extent. Joel just let go, he let his emotions come out and only told them in front of Tommy, someone most likely at this point trusts more than anyone else. For him to break down like that when we think he's this cold soldier of a man is very unique in the sense that maybe everyone deep down has a human element. Joel always had a human element. He used to have Tommy and Sarah, and this might have rekindled it, but due to his trauma he can't process this. Ellie and Maria discuss how Maria lost her son Kevin, and Ellie finally finds out about Sarah. The confrontation scene with Ellie reading and Joel coming in to talk was honestly well done by Bella and Pedro. In comparison to the games though, some emotions were left out, but for the show, since it's gone a more human route for Joel, it's really necessary to keep this course. I felt Bella's emotions and it was delivered spot on, along with some of the in-game dialogue, but Pedro wasn't directed to be nearly as stern or angry as Joel in the games. Again, due to Joel dealing with his emotions. In the show, Joel is breaking down and he can't control his emotions and cold persona at the same time, and he's at odds with himself. He's in pain, he has panic attacks because to go through losing one daughter that he loved and potentially losing another daughter that he has would break him so much so that it might just kill him. This episode was really able to portray that in a way that hasn't been done before, so to see this human element and him basically suffering from panic attacks was really represented well. This episode was meant to humanize Joel 100%. The last episode and seeing Tommy and his new life was basically the tipping point, and that's what they're going for with this sudden burst of emotion. Also, Tommy doesn't join Joel to go halfway to the university to meet the Fireflies there, an unnecessary change, but okay. Once Joel and Ellie get to the outpost, they notice no one is there, and upon hearing some noises and thinking they're in danger, they leave only to be ambushed. Ellie is on standby to shoot the guy, and Joel kills him. Oh, and also Joel got stabbed. Somehow. Ellie then tells Joel to get on the horse, and they leave. My only issue with this was that in-game, this was Ellie's literal leadership moment that kicked off the start of what she does in the future, and for the show, the next episode onward. When Joel was in danger, she got him out of there, she protected him, she took the lead, but for this, they just got on the horse and rode off, so I don't know why they cut that entire escape sequence out of the show. For the show, they don't need to add random bandit encounters to have in the game for the sake of gameplay, but I think adding at least one of them here would have been extremely impactful since Ellie is taking the lead and protecting her father figure at all costs when he's down. This protective sequence of Ellie and Joel also kicks off next in episode 7. Episode 7 starts off by showing us a dying Joel and a panicking Ellie on how to save him. It flashes back to Ellie and her days back at the academy, and we get more in-depth about her and Riley, the same girl mentioned in episode 1. Now, this backstory was perfect. It showcased the relationship the two had and how it evolved as they continue to explore the mall Riley takes them to. The mall looks incredible and the acting and dialogue was spot on. It's just two kids in a worn out world and how they can escape that for a while and play hooky and just be normal. Unfortunately, just as the two of them get close and share their romantic feelings, they get ambushed by a runner, and while Ellie is able to kill it, they both get bit. While Ellie is furious, Riley just sits and accepts it, and the two decide to just stay and fight and live as long as they can together. This was Ellie experiencing loss, since we find out that she was immune and unfortunately Riley was not, despite Joel saying that she never had any type of loss. It then flashes back to present day, and no matter what, Ellie is going to stay with Joel for as long as she can and protect him, since she also doesn't want to experience loss ever again. The two of them hold hands, and if anything, this is the moment the two finally trust each other to the fullest, and later on, semi-spoiler, it will increase based on another scene. The show is doing a great job at making its own version of the games. Remember, it's an adaptation, and to be frank, a lot of it is consistent with the games. I think the best thing everyone can do is appreciate the games for being the games, and appreciate the show for being the show. Let me know what you all think in the episodes, and if you like them or have any opinions on them. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.